It's Pastor Abraham Lincoln Washington, and this is LegaSeas Outdoor Adventures. And today, I'm going to teach you how to catch red snapper. Now, in Jacksonville, Florida, where I'm from, and on the Atlantic coast, we only get one weekend out the entire year to catch that red snapper. And I want you to know you've got to be ready for the big prize. You're gonna throw back the little guys, you're gonna throw back the medium, you're gonna throw back the large, but it's the extra large and above that I'm always looking for. So I'm gonna give you a setup, and I'm going to also show you how easy it is when you have the right setup to catch that whale tail red snapper. Now, a red snapper is going to pull and dig you like crazy when you catch one. And once you have that opportunity, if you don't have the right equipment, if you're not using the right pound test line, if you're not using the right weight, all of these things can hinder you from getting your trophy fish. All I know is when I have my weekend, I want to catch the biggest fish that's out there. And this setup will help you get it done. So let's talk first about the fishing line. I'm going to use 100-pound test line. Now, I've got braid. It's a small diameter, and that's going to give you all the power you need to get that fish up. I'm talking about fishing in about 80 all the way up to 120 feet, of water. I'm talking about for the big guys. And I'm also going to have a 100-pound leader line. You only need about 3 to 4 feet to catch a red snapper. But if you want to catch that big whale tail trophy one-of-a-kind fish, I always use a long leader. That long leader is going to be out there looking just as natural as it can, and that long leader is going to give you the best chance to get your trophy fish. I also take out the time to use about at least 16 to 20 ounces of weight. That big weight is going to hold your leader and your cut bait, if that's what you're using, or live bait, down on the bottom in a splendid position. So I want to use heavy weight. I want to use heavy line. Why? Because I'm always trophy fishing. I'm always fishing for the best case scenario fish. And I'm going to tell you this, there's nothing more painful than to have a monster fish on your line and you can't get him up before he takes you back to the bottom and breaks your line off. Now, I've had that happen to me a ton of times, but this is what I'm using now. I've got, first of all, I'm going to use, like I said, that heavy weight. This is 18 ounces that I'm using. That 18 ounce, that's going to help me, all right? That's going to help me to hold the bottom. I'm also going to use, as I said, this long leader. Now, why am I going to use all of this? Well, when I'm fishing for that red snapper, I just might get a grouper while I'm fishing for that red snapper. And the grouper, they require you having a long leader. I'm also going to use a really large, this is an 8-ounce owner hook, circle hook. It's strong, it's durable, it will not bend, and it will get you the fish you want. And don't worry about it. That red snapper, the big one, his mouth is more than big enough to take this and your bait in. And here is the real key. I'm also using, and I've got this accurate reel and a real sturdy rod. I've got a nice pin rod, which I love. Now, you don't need the accurate, that is a very expensive reel, but you want a reel with high drag on it. That high drag is going to give you the ability to get that fish up off of the bottom far enough for it not to get you back down on that rocky bottom or against the coral or against the reef and pop you off. Every time I've caught a really big, maybe 25 to 30 pound red snapper, it has always been a fight I mean a real fight. That fish is trying to get all the way down to Chinatown, all right? So it's important for you to understand, you've got to get the fish up. You only have to win the first 15 to 20 feet. And then you'll start feeling that fish bouncing and you'll be getting him to come upward. But you can't allow the fish to take your drag out. So now if you've got these little spinner reels that don't have enough power to hold that fish, you're gonna just see your line go out and you're gonna be sitting there and your friend is gonna be saying, reel, 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 reel. And there's just nothing more aggravating than a friend telling you to reel when you have no ability to reel and that fish is trying to get all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. But if you have 50 plus drag, you will be able to at least hold on and not allow that fish to get back down deep and start cranking. Now, I recommend a 2-speed reel. That's what I have in mind. A great Penn reel, a great International, a great Shimano, a great Gamexis. All of these reels are great reels that have great drag. That's a necessity. Now, okay, maybe you're saying I only fish this for once a year. Why would I need that? Well, if you ever are into catching grouper, you'll need the exact same setup. So, if you use the right equipment and if you use the right bait, and I'm going to show you what that bait is now, you will have the ability to catch monster red snapper. Well, this is the famous pogie, and you know you want to prepare this pogie, so you're going to clip that tail off. That'll be a little additional chum for the fish, and you want to cut that head off. Once you do that, then you're exposing the guts. And these guts, once this is going to thaw out again, it's frozen, gets down there, thaws out, these guts are going to spill out and it's going to cause these red snappers to absolutely get into an eating mood. The other thing is, I know you can use Spanish mackerel. Spanish mackerel works really well. Once that thing is soft, it's just all over. Same thing with cigar minnows. They'll hit it and take it and you'll never know. So a frozen pogie is really the key. It can take the hits that the grunts are going to give it early on, and man, that's going to bring the red snapper, because that red snapper never wants the grunt to get the meal before he or she does. So this is how you send it down. When you've got a leader that's 15, 16, 20 feet long, you gotta let your line down slowly. Let it down slowly, and that way it won't tangle up. You'll get some extension once your weight makes it down to the bottom, and you're gonna be in good shape. When I hook my piece on, that gray part of that pogie, I go on one side, press it through that frozen flesh, and then I pull it up on the other side, just like that. That's how it's gonna go down. So it's a simple 3-way swivel, one for the line, one for the weight, one for the leader, and that's it. Send it down into the deep blue sea with that pogie on it, and you will catch a fish. Let's see how long it takes. So I'm letting my line down slowly, and I'm really hoping that they're still in an eating mood. Takes a little while to get it down to the bottom, but patience is a virtue. I want to make sure I get I've got a holster belt, so I'm not gonna have it in my hand. I'm gonna put it in the belt so that once I feel that bite, the battle can begin. That's really critical because you gotta win the first 10, 15 feet. Keeping that fish from getting back down in the bottom. I've got a great reel. It can handle over 100 pounds of drag. So that fish has got to be, I mean, something really crazy to take my drag out. I'm preparing myself to get him up and start the battle without him running me on the reef and popping my leader off. That's the bite. Oh, I missed it. I should have just reeled. Maybe he's still on. Got a long leader, you really can't snatch too much. But I got him now. Oh my goodness! Ow-wee! He trying to get back to that bottom.
You see that got each other. Oh.
Okay, guys. This one was probably worth throwing back the other one.
Took me a while to get it up. Okay.
Don't get stuck on. Let's see here. See, it won't work.
What that boy, my head.
Oh, all right. That's wearing it out right there, guys. That's wearing me out. So, got my limit. I'm tapping out. What can I say? The big boys put up the fight. This one is going into the cooler and onto a grill. Red snapper started with a good plan, a good rod, a good reel, some 100-pound test line, phenomenal bait, pogey, gut spilling out down in the deep blue sea. What can I say? My hands are busy right now. This one can flop all at once. It's going. Wow. You don't think these fish are strong, then you're missing out on something. Let me get me a good grip. My pole was in the holster. The fight started immediately. I got him up about 10 feet, and did he dig? By the time I turned the camera on, he was trying to pull me down into that water. But I won the fight. A good setup, a good plan, and I executed. Follow me, and I will make you fishermen and fisherwomen. All right, take that picture.
some power to it.
Shark got it.
Shark got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Might have not.
Oh yeah.
Dang. You got it? Come on. Let me get things. Bring something.
Gotta grab him in there. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah.
Give me something else.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I knew that was a monster.
Folks, these snappers they love pogies. One thing I can tell you, they love pogies. I love catching them. I can tell you this. This is what you come out here for. Right here. Something just like this, folks. Oh boy.
Get him on the boat.